In today's video, we're talking about the top brands and styles that are trending on Poshmark in 2024. Hey everybody, my name is Karina. You may know me as Per Diem Thrifts here on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark, and I also own my own brick-and-mortar consignment store. I'm here with Vendoo today to chat all about the top brands and styles that are selling on Poshmark right now. If you're wondering what brands and styles you should be picking up so that you can make more sales on Poshmark, then stay tuned. All of this information is brought to you by Poshmark's Holiday 2023 Trend Report, as well as the Poshmark Trends page, which you can check out every single day to see what brands and styles are trending at that moment. So let's get into it. Here are the top 10 brands that are currently selling on Poshmark. Number 1, we have the brand Knuck. Knuck strongly emphasizes sustainability and eco-friendly practices in their business. It's described as quiet luxury or slow fashion, and their pieces are classic and timeless. The top-selling Knuck styles are going to be basics like sweaters and tops. Knuck saw growth over 1100% on Poshmark, and while it might not be a brand that stands out to you on the racks at the thrift store, you'll definitely feel it in the quality of their clothes. The second brand on this list is FP Movement by Free People. Free People has always been my #1 seller. However, I think it's interesting to see that FP Movement is moving higher up in the ranks. FP Movement is Free People's athleisure line and is sold at Urban Outfitters, Anthropologie, Nordstrom Rack, Revolve, Bloomingdale's, Macy's, and so many more places. Free People even has their own account on Poshmark, which is really interesting. But just because you find Free People or Free People Movement out in the wild doesn't necessarily mean that that piece is going to go quickly or for a lot. There's definitely a lot of saturation on Poshmark and on all reselling sites when it comes to Free People, so definitely do your research and look at comps. For the most part, Free People is what I consider a bread and butter brand. However, there are some pieces that can go for hundreds of dollars. So again, just do your research and hopefully you can find some pieces that are definitely worth it. FP Movement by Free People increased by 1,056% in search on Poshmark. Next we have Halara. Halara gained a lot of popularity on social media, including Instagram and TikTok, and it has become a viral brand. They are a lifestyle and activewear brand that focuses on delivering comfort and style. They have very inclusive sizing and affordable prices. And with that being said, their resale prices are not huge since they are already super affordable. So just keep that in mind if you are going to be reselling. Halara's best sellers are their honeycomb, leggings, ruffle mini skirts, and basic tank tops. I have a few pieces from Halara myself, and honestly, they're not bad quality for the price. Halara's search on Poshmark increased by 335%. There is a huge gap between the search increases from Halara to Free People Movement, so I thought that was really interesting, but people are definitely still searching for it. Next on this list, we have Bagu, which is one of my personal favorite brands. I actually wholesale this and sell it in my store, but people want to find it secondhand, so they're looking for it on Poshmark. If you're not familiar with Bagu, they are a design-driven brand focused on eco-friendly and reusable bags that combine style and functionality. Bagu's products are designed to be long-lasting and are very committed to offering affordable bags that will make an impact in your everyday life. Bagu comes out with collaborations and limited edition pieces every year during their different collection drops. So while the everyday bags generally sell between $25 to $100 on Poshmark and the resale world, some of their exclusive collaborative pieces can sell for a lot more if they're rare. Bagu's search on Poshmark increased by 241% in the last year. Next we have Hoka, or maybe it's Hoka. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this, but their search increased by 148%. I'm gonna call it Hoka, and if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. Hoka was founded in 2009 and emphasizes innovation in running shoes. They have so many fun colorways and patterns, and while they are designed to be running shoes, I've seen a lot of people just wear them for everyday life, and this kind of falls into that athleisure category. Hoka also does a lot of collaborations. I know last year they did one with Free People, and those sold out almost immediately. So definitely keep your eye out for rare editions that they pull out. I will say though, I was shopping at Marshall's the other day and I saw a lot of Hoka shoes there, so that was kind of interesting. I think it's just that certain styles don't do as well as others, so they have to discount them steeply, but some Hokas can go for a good amount of money even if they are pre-owned. Next on this list we have Knuck. They are a women's clothing and home decor brand that sells everyday fashion as well as activewear. Knuck is an online boutique and they curate brands and styles from a variety of different designers. Think of if Banana Republic, Vineyard Vines, and Express had a baby, it would be Knuck. This brand has a higher price tag on it, so buyers are going to be looking for deals on platforms like Poshmark. Knuck search increased by 112% on Poshmark. Next on this list we have Vari, which is another activewear brand that has been growing so much over the last few years. Their search on Poshmark increased by 145%. Vari is definitely comparable to Lululemon, but they have a lot more casual, kind of everyday lifestyle pieces. I will be honest, I took a trip back home to San Diego last year, and everywhere I went, including like some fitness classes that I went to, everyone was either wearing Vari or Lululemon. So if that kind of gives you an idea of who's buying these things, it's definitely a Southern California thing, but I know it's popular everywhere, even here in the Pacific Northwest. Vari sells both men's and women's clothing, and some of their most popular styles are their joggers, hoodies, and lounge shorts. Vari does have a higher price tag, so people are going to be shopping for better deals on secondhand platforms. I was kind of surprised to see this next brand on this list because while I know it is a typical bolo brand or brand that you should be on the lookout for, I feel like it kind of died over the last couple years, but it looks like it's coming back. So this next brand is Love Shack Fancy. They saw an increase of 101% on Poshmark search, and Love Shack Fancy is a very romantic, bohemian, vintage inspired style. The thing with Love Shack Fancy is they recently did a collaboration with Target, so if you do find Love Shack Fancy at the thrift store, make sure it is not one of those collabs, because those collaborations unfortunately don't yield as high of a resale value as the actual branded Love Shack Fancy pieces. But the most popular styles from this brand are going to be their dresses, blouses, and sweaters. Towards the bottom of this list we have Frank and Eileen, which is another sustainable brand focused on Californian style. They're a woman-owned and woman-led company, and they focus on bringing really high-quality fabrics into their pieces, especially using raw, nature-found materials such as cotton and linen. The most popular style from this brand definitely are their button-ups, and these will absolutely sell very well for you in the spring and summertime. Lastly, we have Veja, which is a sneaker company. You will notice their branding on the sides of their sneakers because there's a little V on the side. Their search increased only by 47%. However, this is one of those shoes that I think keeps coming back into style because it is so classic and simple and can go with a lot of different outfits. There are a few different colorways that you can look at, but I think the most common is just going to be the plain white with either black or gray or even like a dark green. Now you may notice we didn't include any of the designer brands on this list because brands like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Dior, and all of those obviously do well on Poshmark all the time, and these brands that we talked about are just a little bit more accessible for the average reseller. Before we go, I want to talk about some of the trending categories in 2024 that you can keep your eye out for, and these don't necessarily have to be the brands that we talked about, they can be other brands, but these are some of the top trending categories for 2024. So on this list we have jewelry, flare and wide leg jeans, pants and jumpsuits, straight leg jeans, wallets, track pants, bath and body, maxi dresses, shoulder bags, and slippers. A tip for finding other trending brands that you should be keeping your eye out for is to pay attention to Poshmark parties and see what brands they are including inside of the parties. Poshmark curates these parties to include all of the top brands. So just because it wasn't mentioned in this list doesn't mean that it is a good performing brand on Poshmark, but definitely check out all of those showrooms and Posh parties because those will give you a really good indication of what you should be selling. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys aren't already, make sure you are subscribed to Vendoo's YouTube channel. They put out videos every single week sharing videos with tips and tricks to help you grow and scale your reselling business. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!